We are on. Hello, Harper College. Welcome to Global Education Unpacked. You are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM in Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast service of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. And any thoughts and ideas on the show are our own and not representative of Harper College, Board of Trustees, or WHCM. But I'm sure everybody will go along with what we have to talk about. So welcome to Global Education Unpacked, where we explore how global learning takes place in the classroom, communities, and across the world. I'm your host, Marie Lapidus. The show is recorded at WHCM Radio, produced by Blue Bailey. I need to learn, because it's by Blue Bailey. I think the 3 B's in a row is my issue, but she's awesome. And features our theme music that you are hearing right now, called Mint by DJ Double Dip, also a Harper alum. So our episode today, I'm very excited. I am being joined by Daniel Zawadzki. Did I say that right?
You did.
I said it the American way, right?
Yeah.
I did say it the American way. Global programs and administrative specialist in Harper College's Center of Global Education and Engagement. Daniel supports international initiatives across campus, from hosting visiting scholars and professors to helping create opportunities for students, faculty, and staff to engage with the world, which he helped us on our seminar. He recently participated in the International Field Seminar to Morocco and Tunisia, organized by the Center of Global Education and Engagement as part of the Global Region of Focus Initiative. The seminar followed 10 months of professional development and was the 4th field seminar conducted during the initiative's 12-year history. I wanted to make sure that I do this correctly.
Yes.
Since I was told that. Say the right things. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me, Marie. I'm so excited. We were talking right before we started filming, but this is my first time seeing you stateside since we came back.
I know. It was so cool.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. It was so nice. So we're going to start with, I start with all the guests, your background. So we want to kind of know your educational path, your career path, what led you to study international relations and work in international education.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, I have a degree in international studies and Spanish from Bradley University. Go Braves. And it started, honestly, from a very young age, probably as long as I can remember. I've just been very curious about the world around me. Growing up in my house, we had a really big world map, and I would just stare at it for hours, which made me really good at geography, which is nice.
Which is surprising, because most Americans don't even know where anything is.
I see those videos on Instagram of people being like, what's the capital of Maine? And they're like, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, I'm lucky to say I go to trivia every week, and whenever there is a geography round, my team and I are like, okay, we're good because I'm here. So
where do you do trivia?
Global Tap over here in it's on Gulf and Roselle. It's over here in Schaumburg.
Is it what is it called? The one, oh my God, I can't think of it right now.
It's like the
local.
Yeah. It has all these local but also global beers and things on tap. It's really cool. They keep switching them out though. So there's this one that I love. It's called a Framboise. It's from Belgium. And I'm a lightweight, so it's like really low in alcohol, which is really nice. But they keep on switching it out, so it's not there all the time. So then I'm like, I guess I'll have a 312.
Nice. I've done trivia at Beer on the Wall in Arlington Heights.
Yes. Yeah. That's another popular one. Popular one. Yeah.
I haven't done it. After I come back from Ireland, we're going to go back and start doing it again.
Well, when we went on our trip, my team, we've been going for years at this point.
Yeah.
So I go with high school friends. My high school friend hosts it. So it's a nice little time for us. I know the bartenders. I know all the other teams. When we were gone, it was the longest break I'd taken in a really long time. So when I came back, people were like, where were you?
We lost and you weren't here.
Literally, they were like, there was a geography round and we didn't know anything.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. Well, and Bradley was not really, it's not really located in a very international space. So
so that was the other thing. So I grew up around here. I'm a Schaumburg native. I went to Conant High School. And it's a very, very diverse area. Growing up, I had friends from all over the world. And that naturally made me very curious as someone who grew up here. And so I was really lucky to be exposed to a lot of different foods, cultures, lots of different languages growing up. And that was very informative for me when I wanted to then think, well, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? I clearly have this curiosity. I stared at world maps and all these things, but I also love to travel. So I was like, well, it'd be wonderful to have a job that allows me to travel, which I did. So I did get one of those. So that's what led me to international studies. Bradley had a Institute of International Studies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so from day one, I had a cohort of 8 people. We spoke it was 6 people. We spoke 8 languages among all of us. It was
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And we had classes together from day one, all in international studies. It was almost like a conservatory of international studies. So that was really awesome. And I was able to study abroad. And
Where'd you go?
I went to Argentina.
Oh.
Argentina. Yeah, which also go Argentina World Cup.
How are they doing? I don't know.
They're doing really, really well. They're
Yeah.
doing really, really well. We think it's going to be Messi's last World Cup, which is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it's also his 6th World Cup. So I'm like, you got to retire sometime.
At some point. You got to get the newbies in, right?
Yeah, you do have to.
You know.
So that was an amazing experience. And then after I graduated, I did an internship in Costa Rica. And so that kind of continued with I want to live abroad. I want to see these things abroad. And so I backpacked and traveled all around Europe and Latin America and in South Korea before landing back here. And I started at Harper part-time first. I was at the Hawks Care Resource Center, which is an amazing experience to see the non-academic side of Harper and more of the community resources and outreach part. And then I started at admissions, and I was at admissions for about a little over a year before starting at the Center for Global Education and Engagement. So
yes, CG as we call it.
Yeah, CG, which is so much shorter and easier to say than Center for Global Education.
Right.
It's so much, yeah.
Yes. So remember, peeps, CG is the Center for Global Education and Engagement. We're going to refer to it that way.
Yes, CG from now on.
Yes. And so you have one of the longest job titles at Harper, I think. What do you actually do? Tell us.
No, it's so crazy. I always shorten it myself. I'm like, I work in global stuff. But yeah, so global programs and administrative specialist. It's all encompassing and split up into 2 parts. So there's the global part and the administrative part. The global part is I support, advocate for, and give direction to all on-campus internationalization efforts. So that's the International Student Week we have coming up. I organize our International Education Summit that we do in the spring. And then I also liaise with foreign scholars and visiting professors from other universities. Some of them have been on your show.
Yes.
This is my first time on the other side of the mic. And so I support all of the globalization efforts and internalization efforts on the campus through an official sense.
Yeah.
And then the administrative side is the everything else.
Right.
And a lot of times they overlap. So I will do the travel logistics and the travel accommodation for our visiting scholars, for instance. But I'll also support everything administratively in the center. Dr. Rich Johnson, who's our director, likes to say that I keep him in line, which is true. I'm always like, Rich, you have to do this. And he's like, oh, right. And then I do, logistics, administrative assistance. I do the budget. I work and help organize events. If we ever have to order food on campus, things like that. So it's everything administrative and logistics, and then also supporting and being a kind of boots on the ground person for when we do globalization efforts on campus, because sometimes Dr. Johnson or Angelica Rakow, who is the global mobility coordinator, they can't always get out there. So
and be everywhere.
Yeah, and be everywhere. And
well, we're thrilled to have you because we needed that. We need somebody to keep Dr. Johnson in line and get stuff done, which I know he's super busy, so I know that I'm sure appreciates your help. So what is the mission of the center? from your perspective?
From my perspective, the mission of the center is to internationalize the student experience at Harper. And I like to think of us as kind of like the one-stop shop for all things international and all things globalization here on campus. So just because a student from Harper is here, like maybe like they're from the district, so they are staying really close to home, that doesn't mean they shouldn't get an international experience in the first 2 years of their college experience. Or if they're going on to the workforce, in that training and in that education,
Absolutely.
they need that especially in the world being so connected and so globalized. Like, it's really crucial that we show students the world around them,
Yeah.
right? And in this district, like I was saying earlier, it's so easy, you know?
It is so easy.
There's so much international flair in this district that I feel like it's almost a natural progression that the students get to interact with these foreign professors or get to interact with international students.
Absolutely.
Like, we do a lot of international student services, so like visas, helping them apply,
Right.
things like that. And then we also do study abroad. So Angelica Rakow, the global mobility coordinator, she does a lot of it, but I help her, which is cool because I got to study abroad. So now I get to like share that experience.
I think that's the best thing that I did when I was in college, was study
Absolutely.
abroad. And you gain so much experience of, first of all, education elsewhere. That's number one, like, and how that's done. All the cultural experiences, all of that. I mean, I thought that was, I went to U of I, with like, I think another 500 students out of my high school. So like, there's a whole bunch of us. And to go on a study abroad was just amazing. And at that point, when you went, like, there were a few semester-long study abroads, but most of our study abroads were like a year long.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you go kind of at the end of summer, you come back anytime during the summer. So you're there for a good long time, and you really do immerse yourself in the culture and all of the things that are wherever it is that you go. You really learn about people
Oh, absolutely.
and yourself.
Yes.
And you figure
Yes.
out, it was so much easier to figure out yourself when you're on a study abroad and what is it that you want and what you don't want. And, I was in between majors. I mean, I changed my major like 13 times when I was in college. So I always say that to the students, but, like, it was a great experience to figure out what it is that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the cliche of like, oh, someone goes on study abroad and comes back a completely different person.
So
but
true.
I mean, I honestly think you just come back a more authentic and like informed person
Right.
because going through something like that at that age is so informative and so helpful to getting to know who you are.
Right.
And I felt the exact same way. Like, my Spanish became so much better when I was in
Right.
Argentina. I learned so much more about a different part of the world, how they view things, what they value, like the mindset that they approach each day. That was so helpful to me as someone who, like, yeah, I was able to travel within the United States, but it sounds cliche, but it opens your eyes, you know? You went to
absolutely.
Paris, right?
I went to Paris.
Oh, thank God you did. Your French was so helpful when you were in.
I don't know how much. It was more helpful, I think, in Tunisia
Yeah,
than in
yeah.
Morocco. It was, I keep saying, like, I don't know what French they are speaking, but it's different. And they had a hard time understanding me, I think, or dealing with me. I don't know. Sometimes people just don't want to. And then, but in Tunisia, they were so nice to me. I loved that about, like, they would literally speak French to me first. And I'm like, you think I speak French? That's awesome.
Yeah. That was the thing that was a big difference between the two countries.
Yeah.
Like, I think in Morocco, Arabic was a lot, at least from my untrained ear.
Absolutely.
The Darija, like the local
Right.
dialect, was far more spoken. But in Tunisia, wow, I feel like French was first in a lot of ways.
So when our tour guides were there and the Ahmadis, they would speak a blend of Arabic and French. And so I would hear words, but I'm like, well, they're not totally speaking French. And then I asked them and they're like, they just mix everything together. But I think from what they said in Morocco, the French in Morocco is for elite. And so I think less of the population speaks it. They don't necessarily learn. I mean, they learn some of it in school, but I think they don't continue on and then they kind of don't use it and then they kind of do more Arabic.
Sure.
And so they'll pick up some words, but I don't think they really practice speaking French. But in Tunisia, it's like included into the curriculum and it stays with them and people speak French. And I think it's just more French over there.
Isn't it like, I remember one of our guides was saying how like a Tunisian college graduate will know like 4 languages or something like that, because it's Arabic, and French, and then I think they
require them to learn another language.
Yeah.
Usually they're doing like English or German or whatever. They do other languages.
Yeah.
Like the French and the Arabic are like their basic languages. And then they have like we have, oh, well, then you come to school and you study another language. Well, they study a third language.
Yeah. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
And, as someone who does not speak any French and learned Arabic while we were there, I found it so impressive, but also really nice, because if I was like struggling through French, they'd be like, we can speak English too. And I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's what I liked about Tunisia, because when I go to France, I mean, maybe mainly in Paris, but like in other parts, they're nicer, but they don't want to speak French to me. They'll just speak English to me. Like it's easier for them than to speak French with me. And, my French, it's been a while, so it's not always so perfect. And I don't remember all the words. But in Tunisia, they were like, they would just speak French with me. And they did not switch over to English. And they didn't just go like, oh, yeah, I don't want to listen to your French. They bothered. And I was like, that warmed my heart. I love Tunisia for that.
Yeah, it was so welcoming in that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you participated in the seminar with us.
I did.
And then, before that, we had the professional development. What expectations after those classes that we took and assumptions did you have coming into Morocco and Tunisia? And what surprised you when you actually arrived?
I think that I had only good expectations, is what I will say. I had been to only one Muslim majority country before, and that was Turkey. And even then I only went to Istanbul, which the biggest city, and especially a city that's at the crossroads like that, is never going to be super reflective of the country at large.
Right.
And so I expected, I only had that to inform my previous experiences. So I expected the call to prayer. I expected the mosques to be everywhere. I expected the food to be very good, but I did not expect how much like meat and chicken was in it, which ended up being really good. I'm a vegetarian most of the time. Like here in the U.S., I'm a vegetarian, but when I travel, I break it so I can experience the culture. And I'm really glad I did, because that food was amazing.
Oh my God. In Rabat, the first couple of days,
You had to roll me out of bed in the morning because I was just so full. Yeah.
I know. And it was so delicious.
Everything was so delicious.
And then they were making fun, right? Remember how they were saying, oh, you're going to Tunisia? Well, let's see how you like the food. And, I will agree with the Moroccans. They probably have an upper hand on the food there.
I really loved Tunisia, all my love to Tunisia out there, but the Moroccan food, oh God, I just don't know how you can beat it.
It's I don't know who can beat it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been anywhere who can beat it. And I lived in France for a year with all the baguettes and the croissants and all of that.
It was so good.
I still pick Moroccan food.
Oh God, it was so good.
It was so good. Yeah.
I expected the heat, but as someone with we both have really light eyes, the brightness, that was something different. I've even been close to the equator before, but I just lived in sunglasses. I couldn't do it. And I got almost a headache sometimes because it was so bright.
Yeah.
But that was also kind of invigorating because the heat and the brightness and the sun, it made me feel like I was in the desert. I was in North Africa, which, I expected it, but I did not expect it to be so strong, I suppose.
Yeah, the heat was,
that was tough.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
102 degrees going to Fez. Yeah, that was tough.
And no air conditioning on our little van bus thing, remember?
Yes. I was, well, as you might recall, I was sleeping.
Oh, I know. I will say Daniel has a magical ability to sleep anywhere. You put him on a bus, he's out. Put him on an airplane, he's out. It's amazing. I commend you because no sleep whatsoever. And you were amazing. That was amazing.
Thank you. I'm sharing my talents.
That's a talent. That is a talent to be able to do something like that.
Well, people would mention things that happened on the bus, oh, did you see those sheep? And I'd be like, no. It was a 5-hour drive. I remember getting in the bus. I remember waking up at the hotel.
That's right. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So you developed a project,
Yeah.
like the rest of us, for the Global Region of Focus initiative. What's your project about? What are you working on? What are you
My
doing?
project, I'm so excited. So it's a research project.
Yeah.
And so since we work with international students here at Harper, at CG, I wanted to study the factors that impact international student enrollment at Moroccan and Tunisian universities, both to learn kind of what their education system looks like, and how they value and like incorporate internationalization into their curriculum and into their universities, but also specifically with relation to the Arab Spring.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated in, like, Tunisia was the start of the Arab Spring revolutions, and each country that went through, that unrest experienced it differently. And we learned while we were in Morocco that the king is, especially for the Arab world, like very progressive. Like they took a lot of constitutional, like different amendments, and they took it in a very like progressive way.
Yes.
And I was very fascinated to see how, and really if that played a role and a factor in international student enrollment. To then see if we can apply anything that we learned to here at Harper, like how can we fortify the international student population? How can we like anticipate like changes? How can we also, like, if they are able to be successful in Morocco and Tunisia, why is that, right? And it was so fascinating, both in the classes, because in the GEC classes, I learned that across like Muslim history and across the history of the region, international, as we would call it, students, like coming from one region or country to another to study, is actually a time-honored tradition in like the Muslim faith. People will go to different mosques and they'll study, and so that's been such a part of it that it is a huge factor in Moroccan and Tunisian universities, and that was really interesting. And I also learned that, like, we were talking about the languages that they speak. So here at Harper, obviously all of the language of instruction is English, unless it's like, an actual language class. It's the same over there, but it's, either Arabic or French.
Right.
And sometimes, especially in Tunisia, students' course load, some classes are in French, some classes are in Arabic, and some classes are even in English.
Yep.
And that's like so fascinating, but that also kind of by nature impacts the number of international students that can come to your university. If you don't speak Arabic, and especially if you don't speak, like in Morocco, Moroccan Arabic, super different than Tunisian Arabic or any other kind of Arabic, then you really have a hard time going. And here we have English as a second language and like English language programs to help our international students. And like finding out those factors and what was different over there was super fascinating. So I was thrilled that my thesis was proven correct. So now I don't have to write a whole paper about how I was wrong. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
No, that's exciting, and I would love for you to come back and tell us exactly what you once you put it all together, what your discoveries are and how you're implementing that like into CG and for our students and everything like that. So every Harper student could have one meaningful global experience. What would you choose it to be? If they were to have one, what would you suggest that they do?
Well, in an ideal world, I would say you have to get out there and you have to travel. But I know that that's just not always an option for a lot of people. For a variety of reasons. So I would say having a sit-down conversation, either a coffee or a tea or a meal with a peer, like someone that is your age, maybe even like your major or your like comes from, like wants to do a similar thing career-wise from another country, and just have like a candid conversation with them. That is so rewarding. Yeah. Because it's through those kind of conversations that you can learn about what a person values, about the way they see something that maybe you all share. That's the thing that I've learned from all of the international visitors we've had and the people who come on your show, and here at CG we have all these foreign scholars. We're all so similar. I say we're the same cloth, just weaved differently.
Right.
We all want stability. We all want some sort of a form of autonomy, and we all want prosperity for ourselves and for our family. Like, they're guiding factors of what makes us human. But every other little nuance of how you view a problem that we both share, or how you view some sort of world event, or like family or things like that, it's just so fascinating, and it contextualizes yourself in the world, which is so cool that we're able to do that.
Yeah.
So a sit-down conversation with a meal or some Moroccan tea is, I mean, if that's what I like, that at CG we bring people to Harper, because it's not always possible to take students abroad.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean they shouldn't get the experience.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, one of the things, I totally agree with you, and I might have to put it into my classes, like more specifically, just how you phrased it for my virtual exchanges, like having that conversation about a topic, because they work on a project where they try to solve like a, you know, one of those global issues or whatever that we have. And I think listening to each other and just hearing what they even think about that problem is super important.
Absolutely.
You know, not, you know, the project is important, whatever, but like that interaction is what I'm really getting at. Like, meet somebody new, hear what they have to say about the same thing that you've thought about or haven't thought about.
Yeah.
And might want to think about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. And if you are able to speak to someone who is like at your level,
right,
you're able to kind of see how the world and their world in a way has shaped them into who they are. And then you can turn that mirror on yourself and be like, well, what factors shaped your kind of perspectives?
Right.
So rewarding.
So rewarding.
Love it.
Okay, we're getting to kind of the end, so we're going to do a quick fire questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we know that you prefer red wine over white wine.
I do.
Yes, but we have some other questions for you. So you did mention this already. So Moroccan mint tea or any coffee from anywhere?
Oh, see, that Moroccan mint tea, I'll chase it for the rest of my life.
Oh my
I really
God.
will. It was so good.
I've started making it at home.
It's like a 5-step process. How do you? Oh, we're gonna have to talk after this is done because I need that tea.
Well, we don't have, at least I'm not aware of where you would buy all the mint. So I've just gotten the mint that, you know, grows in everybody's backyard.
Yeah.
And so I've used that. But yeah, it's, I don't think I'm as good as their tea is, but I've been practicing the pouring.
Yes. Oh my God. Get the aeration in.
The aeration in. So yes.
So I need coffee, unfortunately, or fortunately. Like I've been drinking it for too long. I literally finished like a whole like big thermos before I came here.
Yeah.
So for the caffeine only, I'll have to choose coffee, but that mint tea, my goodness,
Oh my
I love
God,
it.
so good. So good. Okay, Morocco or Tunisia?
Okay. You know I have to take the diplomatic response here.
Yeah. But really, come on.
For the history, Tunisia, going into those historic sites and being alone and just being able to walk around was insane. The Bardo Museum in Tunis, one of the best museums I've ever been to.
Yeah.
That's insane. But for a it felt very European, you know, and I've been to Europe. I've, you know, spent a lot of time in Europe. And so it felt approachable in that way. But Morocco had this flair of like, wow, like I am truly in like the Sawana region. I am really in a completely different culture. And so for that reason, if you want the culture ends of things, and also, I'm so sorry, the food. Like,
the food for 100%.
Go to Morocco.
Yeah,
go to Morocco.
I agree. And you know what? I think I felt more comfortable in Tunisia because it was more European, more French, more whatever, like that. I have a comfort level with that because that's what my experience was. And I think I didn't feel as comfortable in Morocco. And I appreciate that. Like, that's okay.
Out of your comfort zone.
Out of my comfort zone. But I did feel more comfortable in Tunisia. And again, they spoke French to me and whatever. So all right, a Medina or a museum?
I think a Medina is just an open air museum.
That's true.
But I will say I learned on this trip that I really don't like the smell of incense. So that was tough.
Yeah.
So for that reason.
Or maybe the raw, remember the raw fish and the meat and everything hanging there? It was like, ooh.
Yeah. As a vegetarian, I was like, okay.
Can we turn around and we're done with this section?
So I'll have to say museum for that reason, but I loved the Medina tours. They were so fun.
Yeah, they were fun. Window seat or aisle seat? I think you can sleep in either one, but
I can't sleep in either one. I can. And I will say if I'm going domestic within the U.S., I'll probably go with the window. But if I'm going international, I want the aisle, because if I need to get up and pee, I want to be able to get out.
Yeah,
And it's
I've
also-
learned that lesson, I think.
It's easier for the flight attendants too. You
Yeah.
know, they can. It's so much easier to be like in a good position and have it be like really convenient for everyone.
Yeah.
Although I am scared that the bags are going to fall on me whenever I'm in the aisle seat. But I think it's just me.
I've had some, well, let me put it kindly, some behinds in my face
Yeah.
sitting in the aisle seat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm asleep. I'm not gonna.
yeah, so for you, it doesn't matter. So I know you told us that your favorite color is classified, but are you gonna give us the like 411 on this show, the most important thing?
You're
No?
gonna have to bring me back for another episode before you get
Okay.
that state secret.
That's
Sorry.
all right. State secret. We're leaving for when you come back. Talk about your project.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show. This
My
is so
pleasure.
exciting. This was so much fun. And I really enjoy talking to people. And I love talking to everyone, coming back from our seminar, because it's like you get to relive it again
It's so
every
much fun.
single time.
This
It's so
has been
much fun.
so much fun. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Maria.
So if you've enjoyed this conversation, please like and follow us on Instagram at Global Ed Unpacked. You can also watch the recorded show on our YouTube channel at Global Education Unpacked, and listen to an audio version on your favorite podcast platform when I get them out there. This episode was recorded at WHCM Radio, produced by Blue Bailey, and features theme music by DJ Double Dip. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep exploring the world through education.